Hi, I'm Eugene Paulo S. DIZON.
Hi, I'm Joshua LACSAMANA.
Hi, I'm Roland S. Plaza.
Hi, I'm Kim Denise Opa.
Hi, I'm Angelica Barles.
We are the Patient Care Industries.
We are the Patient Care Industries, and we will present to you an idea that could ease the communication between nurses and patients. So why do you need this product, and how would the patient modec help you?
Technology innovation is huge when it comes to giving the patients the best type of quality care. Normally, people would just do everything manually and take most of the time keeping records instead of doing what they really need to do. This also applies in hospitals.
And because so much is still done manually, in the chaotic, urgent, and ever-changing environment of healthcare delivery, time can be wasted at virtually every step of the patient's experience, from check-in to discharge.
What if the patient is in a critical condition and he needs to be revived or tended to immediately? Wasted time in the healthcare system contributes to emergency department overcrowding and anxious patients waiting for their nurses to get their needs, and even sudden deaths could be knocking on their doors.
Also, nurses and other medical staff may have been used to the pressure of their job description. But what about their mental health and their emotional health in terms of dealing with too much patients and feeling through the pain of their patients? Isn't it better if the hospital has better facilities and more on saving lives than to feel sorry for their patients? The purpose or the intention of our company for this proposal is first, for funding of the product. Our company is looking for a potential customer or hospital which will have the exclusivity of the product in exchange for the funding and further testing of the said product. As the material of our project is a little bit of the average cost, the return on investing to this kind of project will increase. As said in different studies involving technology in hospitals, there will be a positive increase in not only the efficiency but also on the savings of the hospital to every patient that they would accommodate.
Another purpose of this product is approval for implementation. Since there's funding for the creation of the product, our company also incorporates approval for the implementation of this product throughout the whole hospital. We are distributing this concept through your hospital as to also help you to be recognized as not only one of the top hospitals in the country, but also the most efficient and convenient one out of them all, which does not only care for its patients, but also for its employees. Patient and nurse communication in hospitals are commonly done manually. As we all know, patients in hospitals that are confined, especially disabled people who are not capable of full body movement, would always have a hard time to ask help from their nurses. Normally, a button is used to alert their nurses for help, and most of the time, the nurse would still not know what the patient needs, as they have to consult with the patient first before they would be able to deliver their needs of the patients. This method takes a lot of time, and time is very essential, especially in hospitals.
Nurses have hectic work schedules in any healthcare settings. Nurses administer medication, consult other healthcare providers, monitor patients, educate individuals, and are responsible for managing medical records. They are also must stay up to date with new tools and technology to provide the best care to patients and provide more support to healthcare professionals. Because of those work, there are times that it's difficult to talk or respond to patient having difficulty in communication or having someone on their side as soon as possible, thus making the nurses of the healthcare team's busy schedule a problem we must solve with our product.
Another problem faced in the hospital is that nurses don't have any respect for the patients and often leave their problems unattended. An example to this would be that some nurses are too busy with other tasks or other patients, leaving some patients' problems unfinished or unattended. There are also some cases that some hospitals that have a sudden increase of patients and the hospital lacks the manpower needed to take care of them all. So with this, the limited number of nurses prioritize the patients with the most critical conditions and leaving the non-critical ones behind.
Our company thought of the advanced technology that we have as of now. For most usage of said technology, there's always a positive feedback in terms of using it in a workplace as seen through every establishment as of now. As the usage of these kinds of technology in the medical world is increasing, we thought of how to incorporate advanced technology in hospitals. And with this, our company took that advantage to look for a process and solution that will improve efficiency and less time on nurses' busy and hectic occupational processes, as it will not only benefit both patients and nurses, but also the name of the company leading in patient care.
Need to improve patient care must be a priority for all healthcare providers, with the overall objective of achieving a high degree of patient satisfaction, because our device can do everything in the aspect of communication. Like if the patient has a mental disorder, those kind of patients may sometimes make unnecessary movements that the device may read. It may cause confusion on the side of the nurses. With the patient care model, it would ease the communication between patients and nurses, and it could make sure that the patients are not only safe and secured, but also get their needs delivered by the nurses in an instant. There will be no going back and forth for the nurses just to fulfill the need request of the patient. This gives a less delayed service and less prone to unnecessary chit-chats on the nurses while on the service.
The product will give immediate access for the nurses to get what the patient needs. It will lessen the workload of nurses by having an artificial intelligence that interprets the movement of the patient into medical data that the nurses can easily understand and record.
It may help minimize the waiting time for patient care service, as this problem has to be addressed effectively through continual improvement and making necessary changes in systems, as well as lessen the work for the nurses.
The product also holds on its artificial intelligence, which gives a sense of advancement and security. The hospital will be given proper recognition for having an advancement in technology, which means that it currently goes with the fast pace that our technology has. Given the advancement in technology, it may not only be recognized throughout the whole country, but to other countries as well. Be rest assured, as this product will have a high level of firewall through its inner core to avoid hackers to enter through the system.
Having our product will put your hospital to a good reputation and boost your status in the field of medical service by providing your patients fast and reliable service through the use of modern technology. It will also serve as good publicity to the community if some of your patients told others about his or her experience with the good services you have provided them together with the patient care model that they have used. A good publicity is a good market. It means it will attract more people to admit their patients to your hospital.
The patient care model can be seen in the figure presented on the screen. This product is composed of two main parts, the camera enclosure and the main enclosure.
The camera enclosure contains the IP camera and the sensor. The camera enclosure will be measured as 10 inches in length, 2.6 inches in width, 2.63 inches in height.
The other part is the main enclosure, which then contains the Wi-Fi module, Arduino Uno, and power supply. This enclosure will be in the size of 8 inches in length, 6 inches in width, and 3 inches in height. The said size was chosen to make the device portable and not take up too much space in the room where it will be placed.
The enclosure is made out of plastic with a shiny finish. The overall look of the device has a minimalist design and is in the color of white.
The product also has an artificial intelligence built in, which could help detect the gestures and project it through the database. It also helps differentiate normal gestures from seizures or critical conditions.
Plug the device to the power outlet. Set the device at least 1.5 meters away from the patient. Switch on the device. Switching the device on will also activate the artificial intelligence and the IP camera.
Enable the product's Wi-Fi and connect to the specified router, where an LED light will indicate that the device is connected to the router. On the device, there will be two buttons. First button is to use the basic gestures or the default. Second button is the custom button, where it is customized to the patient's preference. See customizing the movement of the patient for more information. This is the default gesture using the right hand. First, raise is for meal assistance. Second, move hand towards the left side for restroom assistance. Third, move hands toward the right side for medical assistance.
Open the nurse station's computer and go to its database. Data gathered from the patient will be transferred and recorded to the database. Whenever an emergency occurs or even when the patient needs immediate help, a pop-up message will occur to the nurse station screen. To customize the movements of the patient, please be reminded that the product has a default set of patterns for the movement of the patient.
Press the Customize button to start recording the patient's movements. A light would appear indicating that the device is in record mode. There will be a sequence to the recording. First is for meal assistance, second is for restroom assistance, and third is for medical assistance, schedule of medicine, change of bandage or dextrose, etc. The patient then does the specified movements for each sequence.
Then pressing the button again will stop the recording. The button will light green, indicating that the device has already recorded the movement. The device is now ready. Please note that the message that will appear on the screen corresponds to a particular movement of the patient. To view the live stream video of the user, click on the View Camera button, which can be seen on the lower right side of the screen of the computer.
To summarize, the product is a portable device that can be used in hospitals which would record gestures by its sensors and transmit it as a specific message to the database. The portable rectangular device with a Kinect that has sensors and an IP cam that signals the device to send gestures or information to the database. The gestures has equal phrases that can be customized.
The device will then be installed strategically to some specified rooms in the hospital where there are patients who may need it or those patients who are having difficulty in communicating. Not all rooms will have the device be installed, like the intensive care unit, emergency rooms, pediatric wards, and rooms that has more than one patient admitted.
It can be used to alert the patient's nurses, mainly to help patients in hospitals to communicate and ask help from their nurses. This is a faster way of communication with their nurses and a device that could certainly make that the patient are not only safe and secure, but can also get what they need from their nurses in an instant.